Good morning from the Disney Dream. It is day 10 of our 13-night Transatlantic cruise. It's another day at sea. It's day 3 out of 5 in a row, which is really fun. I mean, you feel like you're not rushed. Time to sit around, just read a book, watch the ocean go by. Today it's a little rocky, as you may be able to see. And the skies are a little bit gray out there. Some sun coming through. Temperatures around 70 or a little cooler than that. But yeah, so we're gonna grab some breakfast, do some of the things around the ship that are only available on a longer cruise like this. And it should be a fun day. Okay, on yesterday's video I lied, or at least I was a little bit confused, because tomorrow is our brunch at Palo. Today we had breakfast in cabanas. I did the same thing on the ship. After so many days at sea, you get a little muddled. Oh, by the way, if you want some fancy coffee with breakfast, there's a coffee bar at the back of the buffet. Well, thanks to the time change, we're all awake at like 7, so it's 8 o'clock, and breakfast on a rainy day. Rainy and gray all around us, and white caps now. Once again, I did go for my favorite cruise breakfast of a bagel and some smoked salmon, and yes, I did pass up those Mickey churro waffles. The weather was actually pretty blustery today. There was so much water in the deck and coming in from the rain that the crew had closed off the doors on this side. So somebody on our Facebook group put together a 5K walk run around the promenade, and that's like 7 laps, I believe. So we're sort of participating, but the sea is a little pitchy today. We're having a sort of hard time. After a few laps of that, we decided to sit down, do a little reading, and then it was time for the ballroom dance class. Now, I have no rhythm to start with, and with the boat going back and forth, I just kind of sat and took it all in.
So, what's going to happen? We're going to do a little shuffle around, so you will see from different angles. My team, you can just camp wherever you want. Jackson's team, you are going to line up your right shoulder with my team's left shoulder. So Jackson becomes our shadow. Forward, forward, side swap feet, step back.
The instructors were really nice, and they taught several different styles of dance throughout the week. Well, now it's time for something completely different, the Disney Boat Building Regatta out on the pool deck.
Now that's right, there is nobody else, so we're going to have to judge the boat building competition and the incredible steering committee. So one more time, please, a round of applause for your steering committee up on the stage today. And thanks for joining us, Donald. Are you going to help judge as well? Fantastic. Wonderful, look at this. Okay, so we're going to start to put these boats in the water. Now, very impressed. Donald, how amazing is that? That's a full scene, it's a film. Can we get a round of applause for the boats that we have in the water? So the test, of course, was, are they floating? Which they are. So now we need to put that kind of sprite in and see whether or not those boats will remain afloat. Wonderful. Fantastic. So they all do float and hold that kind of sprite, which means that you all can stay in the competition. Incredible. All right, now these boats are all looking a little bit different as well. I like the technique that we have used. So some of us has gone with empty Pringle bottles, empty bottles of water. Now, Donald, I'm having the best time here with you, but I know that Daisy is waiting for you, isn't she? So what I want you all to do, everybody on the Disney Dream, we want to thank Donald Duck for coming all the way here to look at all the different boats. So I want you all to put and say, number one, number one. Oh, Donald, we thank you so much, and we'll see you real soon, Donald. Crew staff team, if you can lift your hands in the air for me so I can make sure those boats do float. Wonderful! Now let's put that can of Sprite in there and see if the can of Sprite will stay in the boat. Oh no! Unfortunately, the Moana did not survive that one. Alright, they passed the first test. Let's try with a can of Sprite. Here we go. Wonderful! Fantastic designs! Those boats are staying afloat even with the can of Sprite. Alright, once all boats are in the water, you're going to lift your hands in the air for me, crew staff team. And we're going to make sure these boats do float. Here we go, hands in the air for us, crew staff team. Let's make sure those boats do float. Wonderful, now let's try that can of Sprite. Oh no! with the boat in the water, that's okay. Hey, now they need to pass the next test to hold that can of Sprite. Here we go. Will it? Oh, we've got a boat that's capsized! Unfortunately, those boats are not holding the can of Sprite, so they will not be going through. Let's see if that one's going to hold. Nope, straight through, unfortunately. That was a tough one. They all seemed to not be able to hold a can of Sprite. But now we need to make sure they can hold a can of Sprite. Here we go. Wonderful. So Team 5, their boat is able to stay afloat. Team Edge, it's holding the can of Sprite. I believe they're all holding the can of Sprite. So a big round of applause to all of them. That's incredible! It looks like the Disney Dream, doesn't it? That's amazing. Good job. Now can it hold that kind of Sprite? I think it can! Fantastic! Look at that. Well done. Alright, now for those of you that do win these categories, you will get to your stateroom a goodie bag, so a backpack full of DCL goodies. Yes, that's a, ooh, you get a certificate that is signed by the captain and the staff captain. And of course, you'll be walking away with your winner's medallion. Now, Disney Dream, it is time for you to make some noise for those categories. So the steering committee have all worked together to decide upon some winners for the different categories that we have here for the Boat Building Regatta. So one of the categories that we had was most creative. And of course, as you can see, all those boats were really creative today. But the winner of the most creative category is Bone Daddy. So Bone Daddy, come to the front, lift your boat nice and high in the air for us. And everyone make some noise for Bone Daddy and the most creative boat. Now your next category was most seaworthy. It is most seaworthy. Once again, a difficult one as they all did float, but it was down to the steering committee on which boat was the most seaworthy. And drum roll please, the most seaworthy boat was team number 32. Team number 32. Lift your boat nice and high. Wonderful, make some noise for team number 32. Alrighty, the next one was the most Disney. That was one of your other categories, the most Disney. We did have a few boats that had different Disney designs as well. But the most Disney boat, drum roll please everybody on the Disney Dream. The most Disney was boat number 12. Boat number 12. Bring right to the front. You gotta lift that boat nice and high. Everybody make some noise for boat number 12. And it looks just like the Disney Dream. Well done, incredible. Okay, ready? And the final category, and the reason why we left it to the final category was because it is best overall. Now, all the boats were fantastic, and you all did absolutely amazing. Getting them to float and to hold a can of Sprite is very difficult. But for the final time, Disney Dream, drum roll please. The best overall was boat Moana. If you want to lift that boat nice and high in the air for us, make some noise for your best overall boat.
Time for lunch, and today we decided to try a sit-down lunch in Royal Palace, and actually that was a bit of a mistake. When you go for a sit-down lunch, you just get a random server, and they're serving you. It's just part of their job. They don't get tipped, so they're not really putting it all out there, and it kind of shows. Things started poorly when our server brought me the wrong drink of the day. The information he had was incorrect, so we had to have a little discussion about that. The menu looks pretty good, and I started off with the beef satay with the peanut sauce, and that was pretty tasty actually, and it came out quickly. The kitchen did a good job on the shrimp ceviche, but the next problem was with Stacy's Cobb salad. They didn't have the avocado on it, and it also didn't come with the blue cheese dressing. Now, I ordered the classic burger with fries and coleslaw, and I asked them to put some bacon on it. As you can see, after a while, nothing. Oh, we did get some dressing for Stacy's salad, though. All right, so I finally got my burger. 45 minutes after we were sat. No bacon. No coleslaw with it, like the menu says. So maybe it's a European thing. Maybe they don't have it. I don't know. So lunch was fairly unsuccessful, but let's talk about the drink of the day for a moment. Every day there's a different drink, and it runs about $7.50. Today it was supposed to be Planter's Punch. At lunch they'd brought me a Sea Breeze, which is not at all like a Planter's Punch. But I did get this at several bars during the day, and none of them made it correctly except for the Bon Voyage bar. I was actually able to watch the bartender put all the correct ingredients in it, including the apricot brandy, so nice work, Bon Voyage bar. Okay, now we're off to one of those things that you'll only find on a longer cruise. It's a seminar on costuming from some of the main stage tech crew. It began with a short video so that we could see some of the costumes from the Beauty and the Beast show, and then the head costumer began to talk to us and told us about how the different casts would cross over from an old cast to a new cast.
And during this time, we will have 2 full casts on board, including all of their costumes. So those 5,000 costume pieces plus the 300 wigs all doubles up in this 2-week period. So it's very important that we keep everything separate so that we don't get mixed up on what belongs to which performer. Towards the end of that crossover period, we start performing dress rehearsals. And while we're doing dress rehearsals on stage with the incoming cast, the outgoing cast is currently doing shows on stage in the evenings for all of our guests, so that you guys never know that we're switching out cast at this time. So after they debark, all of their costumes debark with the outgoing cast. They go back to Orlando, where everything is fully laundered, repaired, maintained, and put back into a fit line where the next cast can come in and have those costumes to be fit for them. To demonstrate a quick change for us today is Tosh, one of our performers. And here she is, our hag from the Beauty and the Beast. So Tosh used to portray this hag in the very opening scene when Maurice is telling the story of how the prince has become cursed. But at the same time, Belle is going to start singing about being in the little town that she's from. Tosh needs to go off stage, change really fast, come back, and be a villager. So the way we do this is Tosh has a hood that she can take off. It's magnetic. And then if you undo the zipper, here you see that she has her village outfit underneath. We take off the gloves, super quick, and put on her hat, which is also magnetic, easy peasy, and Tosh is ready to go on stage as a villager. This happens within 15 seconds, so it's a pretty quick turnaround. Thank you, Tosh. So, Jordan is currently wearing our basic outfit for the Be Our Guest number. Everyone wears a version of this black and white leotard. He currently has on the corset, a bow tie, and a jimmy cap. What we're going to show you today is his quick change from this full outfit into a cheese boy outfit. Yes, that's what we call them. We call them our cheese boys. And this change happens during the number, Be Our Guest. Be Our Guest has probably about 45 quick changes in just that one number alone. So we're going to show you quickly with track, which is the music, how fast we can do this. So Jordan's gonna stand about here, and Leah's gonna stand all over there, and we're gonna simulate a quick change. Let's try this, see how fast Leah can do it. All right, everyone. Tom, are we ready? Perfect. Okay, let's go. Doing his thing, talking. And by the way, Leah's just doing one cheese boy at this time. She actually dresses all 3 at the same time, so the skin and done. Wow, that was so good. Yeah, thank you, Leah. everybody. So Jess is also one of our dancers, so she has a quick change at the same time that Leah's doing the Cheese Boys change. George and I are doing a doily change on the other side of the stage where we dress 3 doilies at the same time. George will now demonstrate how we do this really quick, easy, this one's pretty easy, change into a doily costume. So go ahead. And we step in to the doily outfit. There are hooks and bars at the back. There are snaps, snap at the collar. There's a zip in the back and a hook that have to go up and be zipped. Super quick. And last but not least, her cute little feather hat. So, and this is another one of our changes that we do. This costume is very fun because it is adorned with Swarovski crystals on it, and then underneath she has this colorful under part that we use whenever she's doing pretty turns or kicks on stage. So it looks normal when she comes out, but then everybody does their kicks and turns, and all 5 of our doilies look very cute on stage when they do that. So on Michael's costume, he's got celery sticks and carrots that are depicted on his chest here on the vest, as well as a very stylish carrot hat. His costume also has rhinestones adorned with Swarovski crystals. He's wearing spats and these really fun trousers that kind of accentuate his hips. So, thank you, Michael. Our next food that we're going to bring up is Michaela. Can anyone guess what Michaela is? Yeah, she is our bread basket. So her skirt is adorned with a lot of baguettes, so many inside, and they are Velcro, so they are detachable, so that we can take them off if needed. She also has Swarovski crystals all the way around. Her bodice is a basket of bread, and she has various French pastries across the top of her bodice. This is also a very, very, very quick change. This quick change happens, she goes in and out of this dress twice. So I think the second quick change that we do is about 10 seconds. Yeah, it's very fast. So thank you, Michaela. Next we have Noelle, who is our fruit and cheese platter. Yay! So here we have a fruit and cheese adorned bodice with a lovely cage here underneath. It's very full to kind of create this really awesome silhouette, so when she walks, it is really fun. These cheeses are also magnetic, so they're easy to take on and off as necessary. And her bodice is also magnetic. They're very strong magnets, so we're not going to take it off, but they're very strong. So yeah, easy to get in and out of as well. And she has a cheese wig as well. Thank you, Noelle. Next, we have our endive lettuce. This is Tosh. Welcome back, Tosh. So Tosh is very self-explanatory. She is a lettuce leaf. This one is very reminiscent of Brazil showgirls. They're very big, very bright, feathers and all. She has bedazzling across this front panel as well as on her headpiece. And Leah actually re-glitterized this whole thing very recently, so it's super sparkly. Thank you to Leah. And yeah, love that. And last but certainly not least, we have Kelly. So this is Kelly, who portrays our belle performer. Yes. This dress is reminiscent of the movie. If you've seen the live action version of Beauty and the Beast, it is almost exactly like the one in the movie. It is made of silk, and it has over 3,500 Swarovski crystals that have been hand placed on this dress. And Leah is going to talk to us a little bit about how she does this quick change in the trap room. Leah?
So as was said earlier, we do go from blue to gold. This is a change we do in the trap room, in the dark, in about 90 seconds. So Kelly's dresses, as all of our dresses are, if you just don't have them enough, are actually zipped in the back. This makes it so much easier for us, especially when it's in the dark. So we'll do a full top to bottom quick change from wig to shoes. And then we'll do a quick makeup touch up, push it back in the lift, and then she's back up on stage.
We have magnets preset into our accessories which match the magnets in the wig. So we can show us just on the back of, on the back we have her little accessory that's made specifically for the bolts. It has 2 magnets in the back which match up with these ones. After we have the bolts, Kelly actually stays in this wig throughout the rest of the scene. So then at the end she has this other beautiful dress which matches this flower crown. So I'm going to swap Leah, being my love. And not only do the magnets match from the top ones, but also the ones that were from this, to allow it to stay on the performer's head and on the wig. And it also allows an extra bit of security where the performer's not going to know it's going to fall off halfway through. They don't have to worry about hitting it. We know we can just place it and they'll be good to go, and it's not going to come off unless one of us come up and actually remove it.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Yay. So now we're kind of at the end of our presentation. So if there are any questions in the audience, we invite you to raise your hand, and our cruise staff, Chelsea or Becca, will come around with a microphone to help you guys ask the question. Yes.
Hi. You mentioned that the different performers all had basically the same leotards, but there were little differences between them. Is that just so you can know whose is whose, or is there a specific reason that the leotards have differences for each costume?
I believe the designer just wanted everyone to originally have the same look. The reason that there are a little bit different is because they are in different costumes. Like you see, our cheese boys had full long sleeve leotards, but our doilies have the short sleeves. It really just depends on the next costume that they're wearing throughout. So every role has a specific leotard that they wear for that role. So, yes.
Well, we've had a great day at sea so far. Some interesting things that are only on these longer cruises. Like I've said before, the regatta, watching handmade ships float around in the pool. That was interesting. It was nice of the captain to come out and judge the ships. Tonight we've got Beauty and the Beast on stage in the main theater. I don't believe I've ever seen that show, but we did just attend a costume seminar, and they talked about the costumes in the show. So it looks really Broadway-ish, if you will, more than theme park-ish. So I'm looking forward to that. So that'll be this evening, and then we have dinner at Royal Palace again. Something kind of interesting, if you're a Disney cruise fan, you know that people rave about the chicken strips from Tomater's Grill. Well, we had these sort of different European-style chicken strips, just a different kind of breading. Still really good, just a little surprising, I guess. Time to waste a little time before dinner, so we hang out in the main atrium, do a little people watching, seeing some characters, and then we are back once again to Royal Palace. Tonight's menu is the land and sea menu, featuring yet another salmon appetizer as well as some marinated shrimp. There's a romaine wedge under the soups and salads. Under the entrees we have a roasted venison loin with parsnip puree, a roasted cod fillet, I'm sorry that rhymed, a lemon and lime roasted chicken, and a pan-seared scallop and asparagus linguine. We both started with the Gruyere cheese souffle.
Very much a souffle with sauce on top.
So once again, a souffle is okay, no big deal if you miss out on it. But if you like shrimp, this appetizer with feta is a no-brainer. We are once again in Royal Palace.
How many times have we been here?
Right? I mean, it's just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, look, you can waltz.
Yeah, Stacey's having salmon. And we're at our private table with no other people. Yay.
It's not quite as pretty as Palo.
Of course, you can't compare a main dining room caprese salad with one in Palo, but it was still good. Stacey got the pan-seared scallop and asparagus linguine, and once again, the main dining room does a really good job with scallops. They're seared nicely and they're not overcooked. I had the tenderloin and lobster medallions. Here, the lobster is really just an afterthought. The steak, though, once again, is cooked really nicely. Desserts on the land and sea menu include a warm banana bread pudding, a lemon cake, a Rocky Road sundae, but knowing our penchant for chocolate, our server went off menu and brought Stacy this special yummy yummy, as he calls it. I went for the caramel apple cheesecake with an apple and raisin sauce because I like cheesecake and raisins.
It's like a mousse.
Like Sven?
I don't think Sven's a moose. I think Sven's a reindeer.
Of course, he's a reindeer. All right, after dinner, we headed off to 80s music trivia, passing through the best bathroom area of the ship, the one right by Evolution. I didn't get the whole thing on video, but the cruise staff had actually choreographed the entire end dance from Dirty Dancing for 80s music trivia, and it was awesome. And that's the end of day 10, right in the middle of 5 days at sea. Tomorrow, we actually do have brunch at Palo.